This is the regular meeting of the Southfield City Council for November 24th at 6 p.m. Mr. Clerk, can you please do a roll call?
Councilwoman Banks.
Present.
Councilwoman Bland.
Present.
Councilman Brightwell.
Here.
Councilwoman Haynes.
Present.
Councilwoman Hoag.
Here.
Councilman Mandelbaum.
Present.
Council President Charles Hicks.
Here.
Mr. President, you have a quorum.
Thank you, sir. If we all can please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Please be seated. We have two appointments.
Good evening, Council.
Good evening.
Today I would like to present the candidate for the selected, Mr. Zorn's selected appointee for the Community Relations position, Janelle Hearns. Janelle is a seasoned communications and community relations professional with a decade of experience across media production, public relations, brand strategy, and community engagement. She currently leads strategic communication works, guides creative teams, and develops advocacy programs that advance key initiatives. Janelle also draws on her creative experience in digital media, content production, and storytelling to strengthen communication and connect more meaningfully with communities she serves. She completed advanced training through Harvard Business School and Cornell University and is a proud alumni of Southfield High School, Oakland University, and Specht Howard School of Broadcast Media Arts. Grounded in public service, Janelle champions transparent, inclusive communication that fosters strong relationships, meaningful impact, and community engagement. Excuse me. Council, I am requesting on behalf of administration appointment of Janelle Hearns to the position of Community Relations Director effective November 24th with a base wage as stated in Management Group Grade 406.
Yes, ma'am.
I move that we approve this appointment as our new community director.
Support.
It's been properly moved by Council President Pro Tem Hoag and Councilwoman Haynes. Are there any questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Council, if I may, I'd just like to make one more comment. We are extremely grateful to have Janelle as a local candidate. As you all very well know, our recruitments are conducted through the NeoGov platform, which reaches a very broad national audience through, it filters into Indeed and Career Builder and all of the other major sources for recruitment. So we have one-stop shopping, but we reach a very wide network of folks. And I'd just like to say for this particular recruitment, we received more than 100 applicants. 65 of those applicants actually made it through the recruitment process. So we're very fortunate and happy to have Janelle aboard.
Well, welcome.
Congratulations. You ready? Your family can come take pictures with the phone.
You raise your right hand. Do you, Janelle Hearns, do solemnly swear or affirm that you will support the
Can you come back here? Should let her come back here and get the picture.
The next appointment. Oh, she's coming up now? Sorry. Not used to it.
Congratulations again.
I'd like to present to you Kelly Regal Weidenbach for the position of Deputy Treasurer. Kelly holds both a bachelor and master's degree in accounting and is a member of Delta Mu Delta, an international business honor society recognizing high academic and professional achievement. She serves as a deputy city treasurer for the city of Roseville for 4 years, where she strengthened her expertise in municipal accounting and treasury operations. Prior to joining Roseville, she worked for the city of Warren in numerous departments, expanding her knowledge of municipal functions. Together, her role in Warren and Roseville reflect a combined 15 years of municipal finance experience. She is also an active member of Macomb County Treasurers Association. Kelly participates in her community by coaching volleyball at both middle school and high school levels. She looks forward to continuing her work in the municipal field and contributing to efficient, transparent city operations. Council, I am requesting on behalf of the city treasurer and administration to appoint Kelly Regal Weidenbach to the position of deputy city treasurer and pay grade 404 with an effective date of November 24, 2025, with all other benefits afforded to the management group.
Mr. President,
Yes, ma'am.
I move that we approve the appointment of this deputy city treasurer.
Support.
You've heard the motion by Council President Pro Tem Hoag and Councilwoman Yolanda Haynes. Are there any questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Raise your right hand. Do you, Kelly Regal Weidenbach, do solemnly swear or affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Michigan, and the City Charter, the Charter of the City of
We will now transition into our presentations with the recognition of Employee of the Month.
So just to give council a little bit of background, a few years ago, Mr. Zorn requested that we conduct a Gallup survey to evaluate our organizational climate. And what that revealed that employee morale was an area that needed improving. In response, the organization launched initiatives aimed at addressing dissatisfaction, disengagement, and negativity amongst staff. While various activities have been organized, our focus has been to implementing initiatives that genuinely resonate and make a significant impact. Excuse me. One notable initiative recently approved by Mr. Zorn is the Employee of the Month. This program is a month-long celebration of the chosen employee to include a formal presentation in front of peers and supervisors, dining with administration, which will either be breakfast with the bosses or lunch with leadership, a photograph that will be publicly displayed, an Employee of the Month parking space, a $50 gift card, and a formal presentation before this council.
Nice.
At the conclusion of each year, we intend to host a reception to honor all winners, thereby reinforcing our gratitude for their outstanding contributions. So today, I would like to present our first Employee of the Month, Nicole Davidson, of the City Assessing Department. Nicole has been an employee since 2019, and she was nominated by her department for outstanding service. The department has received numerous compliments from the public regarding her communication skills, both over the phone and at the front counter. She is always courteous and professional. Nicole recently achieved her MCAO2 certification and has taken on new and additional duties in the department due to decreased staffing. Please join me in congratulating Nicole on this honor.
Just to the Honorable Council and Mayor, this is the certificate we're presenting to Nicole, our first recipient. John and I had lunch with her. You know, it's amazing how when you just take a little bit of time away, the things we learned about each other. With over 500 employees, we have a lot of incredible employees. Nicole was nominated by 2 people on the first round, and her accomplishment in getting the certifications in the time that she did, quite remarkable, and we're very happy she's part of our team. Nicole.
She's gonna come around, hopefully. Yep. Yeah. This is a fun-
History making.
Mr. President, can I make a comment?
Yes, sir.
I want to, again, congratulate Nicole Davidson. I think this is a great program. When the council was told about this a few months ago that they were going to be rolling this out, I was very excited. So kudos, again, and congratulations to Nicole being the first winner of Employee of the Month. And also, I want to give kudos to our city administrator and HR team for implementing this program, and I'm looking forward to recognizing many more employees throughout the year, because as Mr. Zorn mentioned, we do have a lot of great talent here, and it's nice that we're going to recognize them in this more formal setting. So, thank you.
Sure, absolutely.
Oh, come on.
We now transition into our communications portion of the meeting. The Southfield City Council has established the following rules of procedures for all speakers. Each speaker will have 3 minutes to address the council. Each speaker is responsible for his or her comments, and the City of Southfield does not, by permitting such remarks, support, endorse, or accept the contents thereof as being true or accurate. No speaker may make any personal or impertinent attacks upon any officer, employee, or city council member or other elected official that is unrelated to the manner in which they perform their duties. No person shall use abusive or threatening language towards any individual when addressing the city council. Any person who violates this section shall be directed by the presiding officer to be orderly. If a person addressing the council refuses when so directed, such person may be deemed by the presiding officer to have committed a breach of peace by disrupting and impeding the orderly conduct of the public meeting of the City Council and may be ordered by presiding officer to leave the meeting. If the person refuses to leave as directed, the presiding officer may direct any law enforcement officer who is present to escort the violator from the meeting. The council may not provide responses to public comments during the meeting. If you provided your contact information when you signed up for public communication, the city will provide a more formal response to you in the near future should it be needed. The council may respond to the comments at the end of the communication if they're able to do so. First person, Betty Robinson.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Congratulations to all elected council members, new and current. I just want to reiterate the word elected members, as we Southfield citizens and taxpayers are the ones who elected you. We elected you to represent us, our interests, our city, and our tax dollars. We did not elect you to be popular with any group, auxiliary, organization, fraternity, or sorority, but to serve the citizens of Southfield. So please remember why you were elected, who elected you. Our concerns should be your top priority. Again, congratulations to each and every one of you.
Thank you, ma'am. Stacy Jackson.
Good evening, Stacy Jackson, Southfield resident. Let me first start by also saying congratulations to all the newly elected, re-elected, and retained council. I'm typically always at the voting polls. This was the first time that I was on the other side of it. It is definitely a pleasure to have served that way. But although I was ready to run, it appears God was not ready for me to win. So there's still more for me to do on this side of the podium. So I'd like to start here. Where's the city in regards to creating policies and ordinances relative to Airbnbs? We know that other municipalities have already started that and set precedents to have them located in certain areas. Where is Southfield in doing that? 2, where are we in helping homeowners when there are deed issues? Currently in our neighborhood, we have a new homeowner who purchased their home not more than 6 months ago, only to have a new development built directly in front of them, and their driveway no longer belongs to them, but to this new development. How are we going to get involved to help that homeowner, both homeowners, because the new development now has an issue? Their driveway belongs to the homeowner who just moved there 6 months ago, and vice versa. How can we help get involved with that? Definitely, because when you look at the property taxes, it looked like the county may have had that property at some point to have that sold. How can the council help assist our residents in those types of issues? Third, We know that this is now the sewer line year where people are getting their septic tanks tested and all of those things. So great job in that actually coming out on time so that residents can actually follow up. Where is the city in working to get group rates with that? We know that when all this happened some decades ago, there was a group rate of about $7,000. Curious to know where we are in getting that as a group rate today. So I would like to start with those areas so that this collective body can do some background on that to get some answers back to Beechwood communities and other communities that are impacted by these type of questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Dolores Flagg.
She's going to speak under the public, she's going to speak under the public hearing item.
Keith Harris.
How you doing today? First, I'm going to say I love what the First Lady said today. But I'm going to say something to the mayor and the city manager. One thing I used to tell Charles Williams with the National Action Network, a wise leader have a wise counsel. Even the counsel is even wiser. I like what I see today. I really like what I see today. And I would also like to say to the council and the people seated up here, when you're sitting at the table and someone waiting on you, who do you think is the servant? Who do you think is the servant? You are the servant. Your job is to serve all of us. And I think we're going to get there. I look at this council, and now I'm going to take a break and go get my knee fixed. I'm going to give y'all a break with me, and I'm going to take a break from y'all. And I know y'all glad. But in the meantime, while I'm limping around on my new knee, I'm going after the Democratic Club in Southfield. Some of the illegal tactics that go on in our club, all of our white Democratic people have left the club. Nobody liked how this election went. Nobody liked how Ms. Coretta was targeted. It was a nasty, nasty campaign ran by the Democratic Party, and I'm ashamed. I'm deeply ashamed. And then when I hear somebody say we now got control of the city council, I'm going to say to Joe, I don't think you do. We will not let our council be tainted by corrupt nobody. So I'm going to sit here and say, welcome, Mr. Gabby, because I got called a traitor at the Democratic Club for talking to Mandelbaum. Somehow or another, I'm not supposed to talk to white people. I'm not supposed to talk to Jewish people. Wynette Guy's husband called me a traitor. This is the lady who wanted that seat. Maybe God knew what he was doing. Maybe it's best to know the devil you know better than the devil you don't know. Because I'm going to tell you, I've seen a whole new character in those individuals. So I'm telling you, we asked Joe not to have an election and postpone it. So we're taking it to the next step, even if we have to go legal on him. But we can no longer allow our Democratic Club to look like this. We used to have 300 members. Now we're down to 10, 12, 16, and they all African American look like me. It's not fair. It's not fair. Could you get us to the rest?
Greg Keeler.
Thank you.
Hello, and congratulations to you all. My first question would be on communications, and I'm glad that they started out today with the first person receiving that award for communications. And I can admit the communications with her was smooth, easy, and nice. You appointed COSA, and when was the last time council met with COSA, or spoke with COSA, or knew what was going on with COSA? This was something that you put together. I think you should be communicating with it. And I wonder why you haven't been communicating with it. I know last year there was said you would be doing it, but I hope now that we have a new president, this will be something that will come up. And this is one of the things that COSA had a problem with, was with communication. One of the questions that will be asked today is the $250,000 grant. Was that communicated with COSA? Was that communicated with all the other groups? It was also mentioned the first time when it came out that was there going to be space for AARP? One of the issues with AARP was that at that time in the Marquardt room, they were using it for property, for taxes, which means that you have 2 or 3 months that you cannot use that room. But my bigger question is, have they spoke to AARP? Have they told them about the plans? Have they even told them about the grants? Was COSA, anything that they had that they gave to you, put into that part of the grant? One of the things being, one of the biggest and easiest and simple things, communications. And that's what I'm asking you about, communications. With communications with the seniors, was that put in there? And why hasn't it been put in there that was given to you 7 years ago? Did it include anything, and they were told they could be put in? So why is the seniors an afterthought and not a beginning thought? And were they included into it? And why do seniors have to be fitted into a grant that says senior grant and not part of the grant and not being considered as the first thought of that grant? The other thing you should think about is this. Before
Sir,
this year.
Your time is up.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Barbara Selden.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
PG would like for me to remind you that her name is on the back of the sheet. Okay, so. But I'm Barbara Selden. I live on Kalong Circle in Southfield. My zip code is 48034. And I'm here to give congratulations to everyone. However, I would like to single out one particular person and give congratulations to Dr. Kinson Cyber. I know he wasn't expecting me to do that, but I was at the inaugural last week, and your speech about your accomplishments and the future goals were awe-inspiring. The mayoral elections are often a contentious affair, full of debate and disagreement and misinformation, half-truths, deceptions. But your reelection is a testament to the trust and hope our community have placed in you. I'm excited to see your ideas come to life and to collaborate with you in making our neighborhood safer, our economy stronger, our city more united than ever before. I can say that only God, in his infinite wisdom, could have guided your decisions and given you the strength to endure the challenges that you face during this election. It is so wonderful how you prioritized your tasks, used your time and energy wisely, and despite the untruths, the misinformation, you walked on. You walked every neighborhood. You did not boast or try to disprove any untruths or prove somebody wrong. You simply let your knowledge, your skills, and your accomplishments speak for themselves. Mayor Siver, I watched your quiet determination, and your greatest strength is your calm self-assurance. You are the personification of the characteristic of what a mayor should look like. Grace, poise, humility, confidence, and so much more. I'm not one who speaks, I'm pretty much just one who does work, okay? But I thought I should speak today in public to let you know how I feel. I want you to know that you are a wonderful person and an amazing mayor. Congratulations on winning the election, and as the citizens of Southfield said, and they spoke loudly and clearly, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I have a small gift for you. Do you remember when you went to Greece, I told you to be sure to visit the Acropolis where Pallas Athena, the Greek goddess of victory, was, okay? She is a symbol of the Women's Army Corps, and I am a veteran. Well, you just did that and sent me a token of her for my refrigerator. I couldn't believe I received that. I was not expecting it. I am returning your kindness with a gift of a towel for you with an embroidered Pallas Athena on it. Again, I say thank you on your well-deserved victory. Thank you.
Sure you did.
Vicky Shaw.
Tonight, I just wanted to say this is my first meeting with Southfield City Council. Congratulations to everyone. I'm here as the secretary of Southfield AARP Chapter 3483. We've been here for a long time, many years, but post-pandemic, we kind of redeveloped and our group is growing. We're 60 plus strong. Today, I'm here to talk about the senior. I did a little study, and there is about 22% of seniors over 65 that live here in Southfield. And I belong to the Livonia Westland Chamber of Commerce as ambassador, and they have a great senior center. So when we went to visit their senior center, we wanted to get an idea of what Southfield can do for us. So my question here is, I have a couple of questions here, and then I will be complete. But I just wanted to know what efforts, since I've been the secretary, we talked to some city council people, but no one ever came or visited our meeting. And I think that's an important avenue you need to look at, because we are going to grow this group stronger and better. We also want to look at what consideration is Southfield doing for seniors as far as a dedicated senior center. And if there is money, like Mr. Kegler or other people have mentioned, how do we get involved with getting some of that grant money so that we can continue our activities? Thank you, and I would like to hear more about it, and I would like you to visit the Southfield AARP meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Pam Gerald.
Good evening. Good evening to all of the elected and newly elected officials. To the residents that have been following me for 43, coming up on 44 years, I just want to thank you, because I ask you not to trust me, but to test me. And you did. and I appreciate that. You know, there's a DJ that has the name as one of our council members. And I remembered when I did a FOIA request regarding the application for one of our Southfield businesses, it didn't have the same address as the DJ with the same name as one of our council people. It had a Southfield address that I think is the address of one of our council people. So recently, there was an issue with the new business, Bloom Restaurant. It was purported that it was a shooting there. And I'm wondering if any of the council people were made aware of it, the person's name who was on the application. Is that something that we can get the elected officials involved? You know, when you put your name down on something, you have to know what you're signing, know who you're vouching for. And I'm sure it's a good business, and things happen, and people come to businesses, and you can't really control that. But I want to know, are we going to reach out to that business to find out what happened and what's going on at that business? I wanted to go there because I like their business that they have on Northwestern Highway, but they changed the name. I don't know why they changed the name, but I wanted to go there because I went there when it was called Paradise. But now I don't know if I want to go there. So I just want to find out clarification-wise, because I'm trying to get a hold of the DJ to invite him here to see if it was him on the application or if it was someone else. So is it possible to have all of you to check into what's going on or what happened? I know that we have a great police department, and if there's anything that needs to be done from a criminal or law enforcement standpoint, I have all the confidence in the world that our police department will deliver and do what they should do. But I hope you can look into it and let the people know what's up. Thank you.
This concludes communications. Just a couple of comments. There were a couple items that were lifted. One related to the position of Airbnbs. We will have our neighborhoods follow up on that item, as well as we'll send the question related to deed issues and if we can potentially get a group rate for septic tanks to our administrator for response. COSA, the last time the council met, well, maybe not full council, but the subcommittee for boards and commissions went through an exercise of reaching out to many of the subcommittees to understand what things they're focused on and what things they potentially need. We will follow up with COSA to see if there's any updates from that perspective. Thank all who gave congratulations to my peers, and we'll follow up on the items that were outstanding. Thank you. Moving on, we're going to table our minutes until next meeting. Consent agenda. Council, are there any items that you would like to have pulled for question?
Mr. Chair, I would like to pull item A for clarification.
Other than item A, Council, are there other items that you have question on? Yes.
Yes, could we please pull, item D.
Okay.
She said D as in dog.
D as in dog?
D as in David.
D as in David, okay. Any others, Council?
I had some concerns about D as well.
Okay. Well, if we can have someone from the department to talk to item A, authorization for additional funds to cover change order requests for Supton aerial platform tower truck.
Good evening, Council, Mayor. This is a request for just under $40,000, $39,180 for upfitting for the truck that was approved on February 13th of 2023, and the resolution number 2023.54.
Chief, so what I'm reading, it indicates that basically what are the specific changes that you're requesting?
There's a plethora of things on here. They had to change the tires so they're a back order, a driver control differential lock, rear tires, wheels, a cab tilt, cab side windows fixed, a tint, a grill. The problem is we purchased this truck 3 years ago, so as a process, it takes so long to get building, but there's minor tweaks and changes and upgrades in the equipment that is either on back order or it's just changed over time. So there's a siren up, foot switch for a siren, headlight flashers, pike pole storage. I mean, there's a whole plethora here of 18 pages of small items that add up.
Okay, so this will, not to get too technical, but this will expand the life. I'm reading what's actually written here. It will expand and improve the life of the truck itself.
It will definitely improve the truck to meet today's standards, yes.
Okay, all right then.
So, yeah.
If
Any
you
other,
say so.
As far
any
as
other
the life of
questions
the truck,
related to
I'm
this
not-
item, council? Hearing none, item D, purchase manhole inspection camera.
I guess this is, my question is to Mr. Zorn. If my memory is correct, I thought we purchased cameras several years ago. What happened to those cameras that we purchased? Actually, I think it was 3 years ago, and I thought we purchased either 4 or 6 cameras.
That is a different type of camera.
I can't hear you.
You are correct, a number of years ago, we did purchase cameras that are used for a larger sewer. This is a smaller camera that films within the manholes, and staff can better address the finer points and the differences in the camera. But you are recalling correctly. We have invested in cameras and that, and there are different types of cameras for different points of monitoring.
Isn't there some type of connection or something that, I mean, I wish I had the previous cameras that we purchased, but that we can connect versus, again, we're purchasing cameras. Is there a tool or a device or something long that you can hang on it to accomplish the same thing? Has that been researched?
The answer is no, and I'll let, if staff may speak to that.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Currently, the department has 3 camera trucks that we use to camera the actual sewers with, the sewer mains, sewer lines, and sewer leads. These particular cameras are designed to do 360 imaging of the manholes. So they're lowered down into the manhole, and it gives a 360 image, which these particular cameras integrate with our software. And then that software integrates with our new OpenGov asset management system. So these scans, they're lowered down onto a pole, and they will give a 360 image scan, and that will go right into our software that then gets downloaded into our OpenGov asset management system, which then will allow us to better put together our asset management plan in regards to our sewer forecasting. And there's one for each truck. That's why there's 3 of them.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Councilwoman Haynes?
Yes, I think I saw somewhere where there's a 1-year warranty on those. Did I see a 1-year warranty? And this is the first time you're purchasing these cameras. What's the, I don't want to say review, but the history of those products are beyond a year? Are they very strong for lasting, or?
They are, and the biggest, the biggest aspect for us is that it integrates with our software. That's what's huge, whereas the other cameras did not. Just to be able to have that data, to be able to put that into our system, to have it at our fingertips is priceless.
So if something goes wrong with them, you can return, or how does that work? I mean, because I know they're going to possibly be used quite a bit.
That's correct. We would reach out to the supplier, and there's a warranty with the supplier, but there'll be a warranty with the manufacturer as well.
Okay, and are these cameras stored in the truck, or?
They will be, yes, on the camera truck itself.
Okay, all right. I think those are the questions that I had. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions, council, on this item? Hearing none, thank you.
Thank you.
We do have a question on item L, Senior Center Award of bids for pavilion and Marcotte Room redesign. Please proceed with your question.
So my question is strictly about the purchasing process, and does the city have a supplier scorecard for choosing who gets what awards? And what I mean by that, as you choose a vendor, does a existing database, is there an existing database that has a list of vendors and shows basically qualifies them and ranks them on a scale sometimes of 5 to 1?
Yes, absolutely. So, and with this project, we actually went through our co-op, and that's a consortium package that we get the best government pricing.
Okay. I apologize. I am new to this seat,
No worries.
but I have worn a supply chain hat, so I will get that information from someone. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, the chair will entertain a motion.
Mr. President,
Yes, sir?
I'd like to move the approval of consent agenda items A through M.
Support.
It's been properly moved and seconded, moved by Councilman Mandelbaum and supported by Councilwoman Banks to approve the consent agenda. For items A, authorization for additional funds to cover change order for Supton aerial platform tower truck. B, Detroit Regional Partnership membership between October 1st of 25 and September 30th of 26. Item C, request to retain services of Airspace Link to assist with drone readiness. Item D, purchase manhole inspection cameras. Item E, authorization to purchase OEM Ford parts and batteries. Item F, auto body repair contract renewal. Item G, authorization to purchase vehicles. Item H, authorize agreement with MDOT for traffic signal modernization. Item I, authorization for preliminary engineering services for 9-mile shared use pathway. Item J, acceptance of grant funding of the 2025-26 DTE Energy Foundation Tree Planting Grant. Item K, authorization to study historic district designations for Congregation Shari Zedek. Hopefully I said that properly. Item L, Senior Center Award of bids for Pavilion and Marcotte Room redesign. Item M, authorization to purchase tape library expansion equipment for tech services. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. We now transition into our public hearings. Item A, PSLU 25-0008, the special use request for Worldwide Equipment Sales of Michigan to operate tow truck vehicle dealership.
Thank you. Through the chair, this is a special land use request of Worldwide Equipment Sales of Michigan. Property address located at 21380 Telegraph Road. Existing zoning is I-1 industrial, and they would like to operate a tow truck dealership. Hours of operation Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and they anticipate 8 full-time employees. Current zoning and future land use are consistent. This is the existing site aerial, existing elevation from Telegraph Road, existing site photos. They will be making upgrades to be in compliance with their site plan review standards, pedestrian connectivity, upgrade and barrier-free parking and connection, bike rack, and other improvements to the site. Some landscaping features will be added as well. With that, I'd like to invite the petitioner to come up and speak about his business, a little bit of history, and then we'll ask for the public hearing to be opened and answer any questions council may have afterwards.
Good evening. My name is Marty Rocca. I'm the general manager for Worldwide Equipment Sales of Michigan. We're currently located at 31145 West 8 Mile Road in Livonia, Michigan. We've spent a lot of time searching for a facility, and we've targeted Southfield as the area that best fits us and fits our company culture, the environment, the atmosphere, the volume of traffic on Telegraph, and it's the perfect facility. We're interested in, we've leased the property. We're willing to make all the modifications needed to be approved. Hopefully, you guys will approve us.
Anything else, sir?
That's it.
All right, thank you. At this point, we're going to open up a public hearing for PSLU 25-0008, the special use request by Worldwide Equipment Sales of Michigan. If anyone has any comment, please come to the podium, state your name and your address at this time. Seeing no comment or hearing no comment, public hearing is now closed. Council, do you have any questions for the petitioner?
No questions, but just a comment. I know when we spoke last week, they said this is the second tow truck purchase or dealership that you were in Michigan?
Yes, yes.
So that's exciting that it's coming to Southfield, so.
Yeah, we've been really pretty excited to be in Southfield. Kind of fits our company culture, and it really improves our business because it doubles the size of our current facility, and we want to double our business in the next 18 months.
Just out of curiosity, though, how many tow trucks do you generally sell in a year? To me, it doesn't seem like a big market, but
It actually is. We have 3 facilities across the country, one in Illinois. They sell pretty close to 1,000 tow trucks. We sell probably 200 to 300 per year, anywhere from $100,000 to $1 million. It's pretty good business.
all right.
Every city has them.
Perfect. Thank you.
Council, any other questions?
Mr. President,
Yes, ma'am?
I move that we approve the special use request by Worldwide Equipment Sales of Michigan to operate a tow truck vehicle dealership at 21380 Telegraph as listed.
Support.
It's been properly moved by Councilwoman Hogue and supported by Councilwoman Banks. Any questions, Council?
One more. I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
When do you propose to be open?
As soon as possible. We've made a lot of changes already with the hope that we would be approved. We're hoping by January 1st.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Item B, PTZA 25-0006, zoning text amendment for public art requirement update.
Thank you, through the chair. This item is to provide an update to the public art requirement, provisions to increase the requirement to adjust for inflation since the ordinance was originally adopted. On the screen are 3 examples of private art that were installed as part of this program. Currently, projects of less than $1 million have no requirement. Between $1 million and $2.5 million, 0.5%, and projects greater than $2.5 million are 1%, but capped at $25,000. The cumulative inflation since this was originally adopted in 2016 is approximately 35%. This has led to a substantial decline in the effective public art requirement. Additionally, for reference, federal building projects typically have a 2% of their budget dedicated for public art. This has been a very successful quality of life program for placemaking and community improvement. We've seen significant benefits to the residents, visitors, and commercial property broadly. Public art typically generates only about $35,000 a year in donations in lieu of the art installation. And we're just taking a look at this after more than a decade in place. Our goals are the same: to improve the public realm, to promote public welfare and serve the public interest, and to establish more physical works of art in public places, and align the zoning ordinance with the goals of the master plan. And these are just the examples. So the less than $1 million is still exempt. 1 million to 1.5 would still stay at 0.5%. The slight increase goes from 1.5 to 2.5 million at 1%. And then any projects over $2.5 million would be capped at 2% with a maximum budget of $100,000. That would be for projects of $50 million or greater. We have a wide interpretation of what qualifies for public art. They include sculpture, painting, photography, mosaics, mixed media, water features, streetscape elements, as long as it's viewed from the public realm. This gets vetted through the Southfield Public Arts Commission. They make a recommendation. Again, these are some examples of how it's going to increase if you so desire. And then lastly, these are 2 final examples of how this public art requirement is being transferred into the public realm. We have Ms. Dolores Flagg, who's the chair of our Southfield Public Arts Commission. She would like to make a brief statement before we open to the public hearing.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, congratulations to the elected, new elected, and re-elected officials, to Southfield officials. Good evening, council members. My name is Dolores Flagg, and I serve as the chairperson for the Southfield Public Arts. I am here this evening to offer support regarding the importance of increasing a dedicated percentage of improvement fundings for the art development of public arts. Public arts requirements should be aligned with the city budget to reflect our community and growing needs. And I know many of you will agree that the Southfield Public Arts has played a transformative role in shaping Southfield. Southfield, I feel, and maybe I'm being partial, is on the map. It always has been on the map, but it has a different persona. And because of the public arts, as Cherry has indicated, through the arts, sculpture, paintings, walkable arts, interactive arts, it is important that we understand how important it is to support. Because of inflation, as Terry has indicated, it is important that we support the arts, the funding. As I said before, the public arts has played a transformative role in shaping Southfield into a first-class, pedestrian-friendly community. We are proud of the progress that we have made and excited about the announcement of new installations that will continue to enhance the vibrancy, the vitality, of sustainability of the city of Southfield. Thank you.
Thank you. We will now open up a public hearing for PTZA 25-0006, zoning text amendment for public art requirement update. If you have any comments, please come to the podium, state your name and your address.
Hello, everyone, Council, Mayor. My name is Rosemary Allen. My address 24207 Tamarack Circle, Southfield, Michigan, 48075. First and foremost, I too would like to say congratulations to all of the re-elected, newly elected, and for those that are retained, and again, with a special emphasis on our mayor, which has already been eloquently stated by Barbara Selden. I am in agreement with the public art, and here's a couple of reasons why. Public art provides a shared experience that can help people from diverse backgrounds connect with each other and understand different perspectives. Art makes cities and towns more appealing and livable by adding beauty and meaning to built environments. And why not? The center of it all, Southfield. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that has comment at this time? Hearing none, the public hearing is now closed. The chair will entertain a
Mr. Chair?
I'm sorry. Are there any questions from the council?
Oh, no, I'm just going to make a motion.
Well, I jumped the gun a little bit.
Okay.
Are there any questions from the council?
Just want to make a comment.
Or questions? Either.
Just a comment. I agree with what has been said. I won't repeat it all, but it's just such a pleasure. I was remembering when I was out of town recently, one of the fun things that I did was drive around to all the art objects that were there, just took pictures in front of them, and I noticed that everybody else was doing the same thing. So it does enhance our city, it brings life and vibrancy, and the great part about it, it's not taxpayers' dollars, so I think we need to ring that loud and clear so people of the public can understand and know that there's a buy-in for businesses as well to participate and gladly participate and see how it also enhance their business too. So just grateful and in full support of this, and what a great idea for our city. And thank you, Ms. Flagg, for the great job that you continue to do with the Arts Commission. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I just want to make a comment also. Ever since my first humanities class at Morehouse College, it was humanities class, and we learned that art is made to be seen. So I've been supportive of art here in the city of Southfield, and I think when we put in the red pole on Northwestern Highway, we made the front page of the Southfield Sun, wherein I used that quote, "Art is made to be seen." So I'm supportive of this, and I look forward to seeing more art.
Any other comments? I do have one comment. I want to say thank you to Ms. Flagg and your committee for all that you've done for our city. I also want to thank Mayor Cyber. I had the opportunity to participate at the National League of Cities conference last week. That conference is where a lot of elected officials from around the country come to get professional development. And they also give out awards. And so I was fortunate to sit next to the council president, well, he's now the mayor-elect for the city of Pontiac. And there was an award given to a mayor for their efforts to bring art to the community. His first comment was, does Mayor Cyber know about this? Has he applied? Are we going to see him here next year? And I commend our mayor for his passion with art. And he probably should apply for that award, because I think the things that he's done around Southfield to improve and to present art to all demographics should be commended. So I just wanted to say thank you both for all that you do. The chair will entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, sir.
If I move that we approve the tax zoning amendment PTZA 25-0006 as presented.
It's been properly moved by Councilman Brightwell and supported by Councilwoman Haynes. Any additional question or discussion? Hearing none, All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Mr. Chair,
Sir?
I'm introduce ordinance number 1821.
Support.
It's been properly moved by Councilman Brightwell and supported by Councilman Mandelbaum to introduce ordinance number 1821. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
We now go into item C, PTZA 25-0007, zoning text amendment for firearm sales establishments and firearm shooting ranges.
Thank you. Through the chair, the purpose is to define firearms, firearm sales establishments, and firearm shooting ranges, and to establish specific regulations governing the permitted locations and operational conditions of these uses. We have, the background is to classify these firearm establishments, permit them as special land use, to require public notice, to put specific separation requirements for these from schools, religious institutions, parks, and include childcare in the definition of schools, because that's not currently covered under federal or state law with regard to schools. And we want to make sure that they're supportive of our master plan goals and objectives. We have thoroughly researched this issue. We're updating the definitions of child care center, daycare centers, putting specific definitions for firearms, firearm sales establishments, also known as firearms dealer and gun shops, excluding accessory uses to large department stores that might have a small portion of their sales floor selling firearms, such as Cabela's, and firearm shooting range, gun range, enclosed building only. We have a separation requirement, 500 feet of residentially zoned district use, religious institution or park, 1,000 feet from a school or child care center, and 1,500 feet to any pawn shop, alternative financial service establishment, and other firearm sales establishment. We have a security plan, 21-point security plan that would be reviewed by the police department. This is similar to what we have for marijuana, medical marijuana establishments. And then we're suggesting or recommending that they be located in only the light industrial districts in specific areas off of 8 Mile. Now we've done just a preliminary draft buffer zone map so that we can qualify properties and not be exclusive. There's between 12 and 20 potential sites. This map will constantly be changed and vetted as we get an application, because there could be a religious institution or a child care facility that opens up that might disqualify. If one firearms dealer opens up in a site, it might disqualify adjacent property. But this at least shows that we're not being exclusive in the potential future use. And again, there's not currently defined in our ordinance, and we want to get this on the books. As you may recall, there's a moratorium in place through the end of January. If this is approved and introduced tonight, it gets enacted at your December 15th council meeting. It needs to be published and would take effect at the end of the moratorium in January. With that, we do require a public hearing, and I'd be happy to answer any questions council may have afterwards.
We will now open a public hearing for PTZA 25-0007, zoning text amendment, firearm sales, establishment, and firearm shooting ranges. If anyone has any comment on this item, please come to the podium, state your name and your address.
Rosemary Allen, 24207 Tamarack Circle, Southfield, Michigan, 48075. I I like what I see, and I think we're moving in the right direction. There was a lot of community support in reference to getting some clarity around what's going on with the firearms and the shooting ranges and how close they can be to this place, to that place. I don't know if 1,000 feet is a whole lot, but I guess it's better than what it was. So thank you, Terry, for investigating, and thank you, council, for listening. And I'm glad that there is a moratorium until January. So this is going in the right direction, and I think it's going to be a plus for our city. Thank you.
Thank you.
Greg Keeler, I'd like to thank you for the day that we did have the conversation about the whole thing, and Terry did set the parameter for the whole thing, so we understood what was at hand. And I would also like to thank you for also listening to the fact that federal law does say 1,000 feet, and why wasn't that done so here? So I'd just like to thank you all for that.
Is there anyone else who would like to make comment at this time? Hearing none, the public hearing is now closed. Chair will entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair?
If you have any questions first. Sorry.
Mr. Chair?
Sir.
Chris, Terry, it might have slipped my mind. Did you, in reading this, did you say with this, it allows 20 locations?
Well, just based on implementing all the buffer zones with the two districts that it's allowed, there's 12 to 20 potential sites.
Okay.
Now remember, we did this when we had the medical marijuana. That doesn't mean that 20 can open up. This just means that there's 20 potential sites. But once you start applying the separation requirements, that's going to knock out others because there's separation from each other, there's separation. So if at any point in time we receive an application, we go out and vet the site to make sure that, for example, there's many religious institutions that might lease a space that are not identified on our GIS map, or there might be a child care facility in the area. So we go out and do a visual inspection. So what we have to do is make sure we're not exclusionary. We can't make the restrictions so complete that nothing can open up. Right. We also have to be consistent with our other separation requirements for similar types of uses. So we've used that model to come up with these parameters.
In essence, that's what I was getting to. Because with respect to marijuana, I know we're down to 3. And I was want to make sure you are using, once you start implementing this, that number will shrink from 20 down to whatever it eventually gets to.
If I can clarify, there's 3 provisioning centers, and the state law says that the city can restrict the maximum number. Yeah. So we worked with those requirements. We followed a similar test, though, for the grow and processing along 8 Mile, and there was about 12 to 20 of those that possibly could open. So, but to your point, not all 20 sites would be eligible all at the same time.
Okay.
Once one opens up, that excludes the ones right next to it.
Okay, I just wanted to hear, we would not have a max of 20.
The other thing I will point out is that whenever we adopt new ordinance requirements, we have to establish existing non-conforming uses. So there is the action impact that is a retail sales and gun shooting range already in existence, and there's 7 other internet sales only that are being operated out of their office or homes. Those all become legal non-conforming uses, and they can't expand or enlarge. After this gets put in place, there are no other locations where internet sales, firearms establishments, or retail operations can open up unless they meet our requirements. And that list was generated from the alcohol, tobacco, and firearms list of licensed dealers currently in the city of Southfield.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Haynes.
Just want to say thank you to Terry and to the police department and all those involved in making this happen as far as this ordinance being put in place. I know the time and effort put into it. Also, the residents can be at ease in knowing that we did take action on this, and that, which is important to let everyone know that what happened here, and that the city did take some action to make sure we can be best protected again from something of this nature happening again. Also let the residents know that it's a business, just like any other business, and in saying that, a person does have a right to operate their business within the parameters of the law and the ordinance in the city, and we do welcome businesses that do that, and I think it's important that we remember that even in regards to this person. This was a business owner that has a business here in Southfield, and we welcome people to have those respective business here in the city. And again, thank you so much for the work that you put into it, and we can be at rest in knowing that it was well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Through the chair.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a recommendation. The mayor had commented during inauguration that we want to actually grow our relationship with the school district. Considering this ordinance was born out of the proximity to a child care center, might we send this ordinance to the superintendent of Southfield Public Schools so that they may actually publish it in their newsletter? While you have many residents that pay attention to what's going on in city council, many of us are parents, and they read that newsletter as well. I think it speaks to transparency, awareness, and healthy communication. That's just a recommendation.
Yeah, we'd be happy to do that. I think it is important, as follow-up, and Mr. Zorn had me respond to our Congresswoman, that there needs to be some updates to the federal legislation, because currently child care centers are not under the definition of schools, and the federal legislation refers to the state, which also does not include child care centers in the definition of schools. It's for kindergarten through 12 only. And there is exclusions for firearm sales within that 1,000 feet. So I think all of us were surprised when we looked into it closer that 1,000-foot separation of gun carry and possession did not cover either firearm sales establishments or child care centers. So yes, I think from the national to the state to the local level, we all need to do our part to clarify these rules and regulations.
Yes, Councilwoman Haynes.
With a follow-up from that, is there a way we can pass that on to the state somehow, to our representative, to make sure that happens? It's one thing to talk about it, but I'd like to see some action behind it, to know that they're doing their part with that as well. No. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Haynes, Brightwell, and Blaine. The chair will entertain a motion.
All right, Mr. Chair,
Sir.
I'd like to move the approval of PTZA 25-0007, the zoning text amendment for firearm sales establishments and firearms shooting ranges.
Support.
It's been properly moved by Councilman Mandelbaum and supported by Councilwoman Haynes. Any additional questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Mr. Chair,
Sir?
I'd like to introduce ordinance number 1822.
Support.
It's been properly moved by Councilman Mandelbaum, supported by Councilwoman Haynes, to introduce ordinance number 1822. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you. This item will come back at your December 15th meeting for enactment.
Item D, Sustainable Southfield 2.0 Comprehensive Master Plan Addendum.
Thank you. Ms. Molly Lalone, our director of our Southfield DDA, is here to make the actual presentation, but I will introduce that this is a sub-area plan in Southfield's Comprehensive Master Plan 2.0. It has gone through all the steps that are required for the original adoption of the plan. 63-day public notice requirement has been sent to all adjacent communities and utilities and organizations that are registered with the city. The Planning Commission did hold a public hearing and made a favorable recommendation. Once this is officially adopted into the comprehensive plan, it'll strengthen our ability to seek other grant funding. And with that, I'll turn it over to Ms. Lalone, who will give you a high overview of the plan itself.
Hello, I'm Molly Lalone, the Executive Director for the Southfield Downtown Development Authority, and my office is located at 18,000 West 9 Mile Road in Southfield. I have been the Executive Director since January of 2024 in Southfield, but I have been doing this work since 2007. We're going to talk about adding this to the Southfield Sustainable Master Plan as an addendum. And I'm just going to briefly go over the main goals and objectives of the plan. I want to talk about the opportunities map that we have in there and the current action steps that we're taking. The strategic plan is built on the input of the community, both within the DDA and throughout the greater Southfield region. It's meant to bring life to the vision, to bring life, oh my goodness. All right. The plan is meant to bring to life the vision of residents, businesses, and property owners and community partners. This process was built on past planning efforts and also on input from a community bus tour of the district, from survey feedback, and from roundtable discussions. The feedback received echoed the strategic priorities established in our 2017 development and TIF plan. And the feedback that we received was that people appreciate Southfield and the community it fosters, while also wanting greater placemaking, infrastructure improvements, investment in private properties, and more events in the area. The goals and objectives of the strategic plan are to elevate the district's visibility and reputation, to create a connected, walkable, and accessible district, to enhance the district's visual appeal and identity, and to stimulate economic growth through business attraction, adaptive reuse, and mixed-use development. This is a chart that we have in our plan that shows things that we can do right now for little or low cost, things that will take a few more years to get done, and then things that we want to achieve within the 5 years that the plan spans, which is from 2025 to 2030. This is the opportunities map. When you look at the Southfield Historic Cornerstone District, which is located in the southeast corner of Southfield at 8 Mile and Greenfield, and on the north side it's Mount Vernon, and on the west it's the freeways and Southfield Road. That area is primarily owned by private property owners. So we have this map here that shows some ideas and opportunities that we can talk to our private property owners about that help us achieve the goals we're trying to achieve with this plan. The 9-Line Regional Trail also runs through the district. It's on 9 Mile. This is some of the branding that we are planning to incorporate not only throughout the city of Southfield, but also within the district. And these paths are connecting all of the city of Southfield with our district, and then also regionally across Metro Detroit. The green path, hold on a second. The green path is going up to, it's connecting the Cornerstone District to the city center area. Am I saying that right? Okay. And then the blue trail in the center there, that is going around the Northland City Center. The pink trail is coming down from the City Hall area and the City Center area and going across and meeting up both at the 9-Line and with the City Center area. And all of these connections are helping residents of the city of Southfield and residents of the metro area come to our Cornerstone District, which is what we want. All right, so we are working on engagement. We're calling it Cornerstone Connect. We're going to establish a Cornerstone Volunteer Corps. We don't have one right now, but we're going to work on that in the coming few months. We've been working on engagement events, starting with, at the end of May, we kind of took a look at how much social media followers and newsletter subscribers we had. And we did a series of 12 events over the summer that included ribbon cuttings, food trucks, events, and a VIP reception welcoming the new leadership at Henry Ford Hospital. As a result of these efforts, we were able to increase Facebook followers by 300%, and we had over a 50% increase in subscribers to our newsletters and to LinkedIn. And a year ago, we were at 0. We didn't have any social media at all a year ago. And then the second thing we're doing is strengthening the foundation of our district. We are already doing business support workshops in cooperation with the City of Southfield, with Lathrop Village, and with the City of Oak Park, the Tri-Cities Business Support team. We're working with Cable 15 to create a Southfield Spotlight program. We're working with Main Street, Oakland County, to create some historic property profiles and a district investment toolkits. And we're going to launch a public relations campaign that will have signage, for instance, for these beautiful daffodils that were provided by Southfield's local nonprofit organization. We want people to recognize those efforts. We will also put together some grants, again, to help people, private property owners and private business owners, to influence. They're doing the things that will help us with our plan. We're going to put together some grants for that. And we are working with the city for redevelopment liquor licenses. Are there any questions?
Council, do you have any questions?
Through the chair.
Yes, ma'am.
When we talk about inclusion, I think there is a very underserved population in Southfield. It's our youth. Downtown is a popular place for youth. I don't care what city you go to, but oftentimes I have a son, he's 24. He tells me all the time that he might not want to keep my house because there's nothing for him to do here. So my ask of you is, how do you engage those who are 18 to 30? Because they do make up a large portion of Southfield.
That is a good question, and we're developing our program right now. This is, we have a Main Street program, and that is looking at 4 major points: design, organization, promotion, and economic vitality. And within that, we do need to look at the different age groups. There is, the Northland City Center is planning to have, they're bringing in a store called Privileged Kicks, which is, I don't want to say fancy footwear because that's not quite right, but very interesting athletic footwear, which I think is, does meet that demographic. There's going to be a lot of different kind of smaller scale restaurants in that area, and they're also looking at some entertainment. That's all in the Northland City Center, which again is a private development, but they do have different age groups in mind.
I do think you have to engage them. You do have to talk to them, and you have to invite them out. They feel excluded. Quite frankly, I don't think there's a lot for me to do right now in Southfield. I might be the youngest one on this podium, but I think that I am part of a growing group of people that are purchasing. You're younger than me, aren't you?
I'm next.
But I think there's a growing space for Southfield to welcome those who are of that demographic. So I just think that there's also a space to engage them. So when you have those forums and town halls, I would ask you to consider how you would get in touch with them. Their platform is not Facebook. So you have a new community relations person that we just hired. I would encourage you to partner with her to figure out innovative ways to engage all of Southfield.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Banks.
Thank you. Molly, I just want to say thank you for everything you've done since we've brought you on as part of our team. You're highly energetic. Anything that I've participated in that you've sponsored, it's just been fun, it's been exciting, and I'm glad that you're going to be a part of the Sustainable Southfield program, and can't wait for our next city tour of the DDA area. Thoroughly enjoyed it. So thank you for everything that you're doing, and keep up the good work.
Councilwoman Haynes.
Well, Miss Molly Lalone, I just want to say a couple things. I remember when that entire area was just dead, and it was horrible. You can drive there and you can see nothing. So that is an improvement. And I like Ross Dress. We had one down south. I didn't understand why we didn't have one here. For any woman that loves to shop frugally, there's some nice clothing at an affordable price, and who wouldn't want that? So I'm grateful that you brought them in, and I don't care if we have two Burlingtons, at least they came to Southfield. So that's an addition. That leaves one less empty building. And to the small businesses that you have supported, I'm pretty sure Ms. Agro Diva is very happy because you have brought in food trucks, small businesses, entrepreneurs. You have supported them where we did not have that. And also you brought us to the table at Main Street. I remember years back when I went to Main Street and there was no mention of the city of Southfield. And I was upset and I asked why. They said, well, you don't have a downtown, you don't have this. So we are on the map with Main Street and doing very well because of the hard work that you have done in just less than a year. So I really want to congratulate you and your team. And no matter what nobody else says, I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad for what you're doing, and thank you. Keep up the good work, and hey, bring it on.
Well, we do have a comment, but I just want to make sure procedurally, am I in order? Do
We
need a
still
public hearing?
need public hearing, yes.
Okay, so I'm going to pause
Molly.
you all for now. And we will now open a public hearing for Sustainable Southfield 2.0 Comprehensive Master Plan. Please come to the podium, state your name and your address.
Good evening to everyone. Pamela Gerald, P.O. Box 155, Southfield, Michigan, 48037-0155. Molly, I want to compliment you on what you've done. I go to most of the events, as was stated earlier by Councilwoman Banks. You have brought the businesses together. You have brought the small business owners together, doing the little food vouchers like Agro Diva and some of those other companies. You get the businesses involved. And like I said, we go to all of the events. You don't have to be an elected official. You don't have to be a city administration to support those events. If you pay taxes in the city of Southfield, you should be able to go to those events. We don't have enough communication with our small businesses without Molly, without Councilman Michael Mandelbaum, without Councilwoman Nancy Banks, and Council Pro Tem Coretta Hogue. So we really need to make sure that we have a sustainable Southfield. I'm in support of this. I think we need to keep doing what we're doing, but we really need to make sure that we are not, as a body, trying to police the people from supporting. You can't say when you're on that side of the dais that I don't want people to come to an event, are they representing the city, and then turn around and ask this side to support the businesses. It's a conflict of interest. So you have to make up your mind. Do you want the people to support what's in your city, or do you want to reserve it and weaponize your status as an elected official and not want the taxpayers to be involved. Always remember that the citizens are at the top of the organizational chart. Thank you. I'm in support of this. And thank you, Molly, for all that you do. And I'll keep coming to those events to support you and the city of Southfield. Thank you.
Does anyone else have a comment at this time? Please come to the podium, state your name and your address.
Rosemary Allen, you all have my address now. I am in full support of the strategic plan, and I want to thank Molly for her, all of her efforts, and all of the council that have anything to do with what's going on, and you all, of course, do. I do want to lift up Councilwoman Bland. When she mentioned about the young people, we do need to find a way to engage them. I remember when my children were growing up, they're all grown and gone now. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. But they used to say the same thing back then, that, Mom, there's nothing for us to do. And even now, a lot of the young people, I say, well, where are you going? What are you going to be doing? Because, you know, I like to stay engaged with them too. And young people bring life. I mean, you know, it's not always negative, but they're always going downtown now that they have Campus Martius back open. They're going to Royal Oak, but they're never saying they're coming here. So we really do need to find ways that we can keep our young people here because, you know, I want them to be able to say, Southfield, that's where we're going. I'm like, yes. And so we're getting there, but I just want to make sure that we remember that we need to engage them as well. We're working with our seniors now, getting them more involved, and others, but we do need to make sure we engage our young people so when they want to go out and do something, they can say they can come to Southfield, because Southfield has a lot to offer. Of course we do. We're the center of it all, right? Thank you.
Thank you.
Greg Keeler, Southfield resident. Sustainability also has an environmental component, and that would also speak directly to our youth. One of the things that I spoke about to this council was basically what you all have in front of you, plastic water bottles. That is not sustainable. That is something that will pollute our environment, goes into our water, produces more fossil fuel and everything else. So how is that promoting us moving forward? How is that piece missed out of sustainability? And one of the things I said we should go back to was we had pitchers of water here before, and glasses. Them plastic bottles, you are leaders. So what example are y'all setting for us? What example are you showing us to move forward? We have to put that in there as well. And yes, I did speak to a couple of people on council as to what do we have here for young people? What is the draw to the city of Southfield? I came to the city of Southfield because at 9:30, pretty much everything closes up. No matter what day it is. Young folks out there don't be looking for something that's going to be closing up at 9 o'clock, or they don't be looking for things they can do in the evening. So what things do we have that will attract them here, that will bring them here? We don't have a movie theater. We don't have a downtown district. We have one that you may call a downtown district, but it's not a place that people want to go and hang out at. The city of Lathrop is looking at building something along Southfield for themselves as a downtown district. Berkeley has a downtown district, which has a movie theater and a bowling alley. And they're looking at bringing in live entertainment. So what are we looking to move forward to have something here to make it a place that you want to go to the center of it all. Thank you.
Any other comment at this time?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kathleen McNellis, and I didn't expect to speak this evening. My mailing address here is P.O. Box 2474, Southfield 48037. And regarding the strategic plan here for the Southfield Downtown Developmental Authority, Molly, you've done an outstanding job. You and the entire group here. I wish they were all here too, all of the representatives from the Southfield Downtown Developmental Authority. These people are very, very engaged, and they are also listening to citizens. Although, as Councilperson Ashanti Bland has stated, those of us that were on the what was it called, the DACC, right, anyway, it was a citizens council that we would go to these meetings. Most of us were elders. We do need the youth involvement. I guess the one thing I might add to that strategic plan is, and I know I've been saying this over and over and over again, we could really use a wonderful independent coffee shop. You know, McDonald's and places like Panera and stuff, they cater to elders. They're cheap. They're good coffee, but they're cheap. Our young people, the ones that want to go ahead and they want to study there and they want to use this place for student nurses and stuff, you'll find them often over at places like Starbucks and all. We don't even necessarily need a Starbucks. We don't need a corporate thing. Something independent would be really, really good. Independent, that offers some really fine coffee, tea, beverages that young people really enjoy. That is a really good thing. And Wi-Fi is we need to make that entire area Wi-Fi positive, right? Mm-hmm. For all of us. In fact, we need the whole city Wi-Fi wired. But if that's not going to happen, let's start with the DDA. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, and congratulations to all of you for who you are. I know you're all going to work together really well within this next year.
Any other comments at this time? Hearing none, this public hearing is now closed. Councilman Mandelbaum.
Thank you. You know, I'm going to use a line from our planner. This is, another tool in the toolbox that we have. And, as it was stated, when Molly joined the DDA, since that time, there's been a lot of activity. I know we had several ribbon cuttings there this summer. Things take time, though. There's, if you look how long, it's taken us to get where we are with a lot of the Northland activity. And then later on in our agenda, we're going to approve another extension for something that's been 5 years in the making due to some unforeseen circumstances. But, things take time. I know that Molly is open to suggestions to bring in businesses to what we want to do. I know that the developers of Northland are also looking at independent coffee shops or things that will bring in people. And to clarify, for the record, I think I'm the youngest council person. But my children are still young. They can't go out on their own yet, and they don't have their licenses yet. But I do ask them, what activities they would like, what different things would keep them here rather than going to other cities. So, I encourage everyone, reach out to Molly. She's very, very accessible, very friendly. She will take your ideas, and, if it's convening a young adult council, I'm sure that's something that we can work out, because I do agree. A lot of the things, a lot of the ribbon cuttings, they take place during the day. Our 18 to 30-year-olds are at work or in college or other places rather than at a ribbon cutting in the middle of the day. I know sometimes it's hard for me to get there when it's in the middle of the workday. That's why I like when you schedule them around lunchtime. But things take time, and I think you've heard a lot of this feedback. I know this is something that we're trying to do in general, even though it was mentioned, Lathrop Village is created in the downtown area. That's our plan right across the street from City Hall. But again, a lot of these things take time, take a lot of money, and you have to find the right fit. We could wish and want as much, all day and all night, but you have to find the people with the want, with the money, to develop and bring in, start these businesses and bring them in. But I do encourage everyone, I'll ask Molly to give out her office number. You can reach out to her. She really is trying to do the best, building up that DDA area. So, and again, things take time, and I just thank you for your perseverance. And I know that you said you haven't gotten to every business, but you walk through, or you try to visit those businesses in the DDA area to say, hey, we're here to help, encourage your friends and things like that. So thank you for everything you do.
You want my phone number? Is that what you said? My office phone number is 248-796-5192.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Haynes?
Yes, I would like to also get a copy, if we all possibly could get a copy of the plan that you have. One of the reasons for asking is with neighborhoods, we can also let them know what's going on, because sometimes you get asked the question, I know on the campaign trail, what's happening here, what's happening there, and also just to give them a heads up about future plans, to know that there sometimes is dust and there are piles and there are fences that are covered, but there's a lot of work being going on behind the scenes. And in addition, I want the public to really understand that we do not exclude, we are a diverse city. We do not exclude anyone from any event, especially those that are coming in an orderly manner. But there are sometimes events that we do have that are not open to the public per se. They are at the request of the businesses. So please understand, if you hear and see of those, that you're not being excluded, but those are requests sometimes that are made for the business sake, and that doesn't always happen, but in the event that it does, it's not to exclude any person. And we appreciate anybody that comes to any of our events, especially those that come in an orderly manner and that really celebrate this city in an orderly way. So we're real thankful for that, for the residents that do come out and that really do appreciate what we do. So thank you so much. And thank you again, Molly.
Thank you. Mayor Seibert?
Yes. I'll just add the accolades that Molly well deserves. She's been with us not quite 23 months, and I attend the DDA meetings. She has given a great visibility to the DDA by walking into businesses, by we've gone through a number of the office buildings, the Crossroad buildings, the Advanced building, and just cold called people. And then the food truck events, so many people didn't know, at these events did not know that we had a DDA or what the DDA was. And so she's brought a sort of light to people that live and work in the area, and also built her network by getting emails and contact information. So she has a lot of work yet to do, but she's accomplished a great deal in just less than 23 months. So, this comprehensive master plan for the DDA is just part of all of that. So thank you, Molly, for the energy you brought and the visibility that you brought to our Cornerstone District. Thank you.
I do have copies for you guys. I did bring some.
The chair will entertain a motion.
Mr. President,
Ma'am?
I move that we approve the Sustainable Southfield 2.0 Comprehensive Master Plan Addendum 2025 through 2030 as presented.
Support.
It's been properly moved by Council President Pro Tem Hold and supported by Councilwoman Bland. Any additional questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Bland. Thank you. Moving down into our ordinances.
Mr. Chair,
Sir.
I'd like to move that we enact ordinance number 1818.
Support.
It's been properly moved by Councilman Mandelbaum, supported by Councilwoman Pro Tem Hogue. Any questions? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Mr. Chair,
Sir.
I'd like to move that we enact ordinance number 1819.
Support.
It's been properly moved by Councilman Mandelbaum, supported by Council President Pro Tem Hogue. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Mr. Chair,
Sir.
I'd like to move that we enact ordinance number 1820.
Support.
It's been properly moved by Councilman Mandelbaum, supported by Council President Pro Tem Hogue. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Moving into the council portion, Councilwoman Banks.
At this time, I would just like to wish everyone a very happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the day with your family, friends, and loved ones. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Brightwell.
I'd like to announce that there's free legal services for veterans here in the city of Southfield every Monday. The next available Monday will be December 1 from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. here at the at City Hall. And also, I just want to announce again, this is what I'll do. I'd perhaps do it until the eternity, that if any veteran, if you're having issues, please dial 988 and the pound sign 6, and you will get immediate help for veterans who might be experiencing some issue. And also, although I hadn't mentioned this before, I will not go into a long dissertation, but I want to thank everyone, all my veterans, everyone who is for the re-election campaign. And I failed to mention that I've had volunteers associated with me since 2015, and I really want to thank them for coming through again this year and working and volunteering at the polls, and also walking and everything else that goes into the campaign. And finally, just I want to thank the voters for, this is my 4th election, and I want to thank you. Thank you.
Councilwoman Bland.
Good evening, and thank you for everyone welcoming me with open arms. I would like to especially thank Councilwoman Banks, who onboarded me. She took time out of her schedule to sit down with me, walk me through everything. To Maria and the HR department, you guys are awesome. Thank you for putting up with me and my lack of knowing how to use NeoGov. I truly appreciate it. She's not here, but to the Deputy Treasurer, who is moving on, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me and talk to me about the budget. And a special thanks to President Hicks, who was the first person to reach out to me when I won and made sure that I was all settled in, took time out of his schedule. And to our mayor, who continuously checks on me to make sure I know what's going on, and even to say, how does it feel sitting up there? I appreciate you, and to this council, thank you for being so welcoming. I look forward to serving.
Council President Pro Tem Hogue.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have two things that, one came up during communications, and that was from resident Stacy Jackson when she talked about the deeds. I too had that question. So it is a house that is sitting at the edge of a property on the, near the road, and I only seen that happen once, and that was in farmland, Belleville, Michigan. My aunt sold a piece of her land, and she mentioned it as deed. That would be something that the homeowner would have sold a portion of their land or something in order, because there's a house being built. Two homes will now be on land where it was just one, over in their subdivision beach.
Can we get an address?
I'll give you an address.
Yeah, and obviously, there's you typically do title and survey, and there are restrictions as to where driveways and that can go, but often those are private matters, but we can take a look at it. I may need to have a title policy ordered on the property to better understand what the situation is, and I'll work with the city attorney's office on that.
So if they took their land and then allowed for another house to be built on it, they didn't have to come to the city for anything either?
Well, they would have needed to get construction permits in that.
I'll give you an address. Then secondly, for the construction that was on Beechwood, same subdivision, when you're coming out Rouge Wood, maybe, right on the corner there, they removed the stop sign and it wasn't replaced. So we'll need to put that stop sign back. I went by there last night and it's still not replaced. It's next to the Asian building, or it's not on the side of Beach.
Okay.
On the other side, but coming down, I think that's, I wish Stacy was in here, Rouge Mount Drive, coming through the subdivision to the end, that stop sign is missing because of the new sidewalks that was made there. And, I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor.
I was just going to say, in response to you, I'm wondering, and this is something we ought to look into, if they did a lot split, or if there were two lots and they sold off one, or, because that...
So the homes are in front of each other. That's what, it probably would have looked better if it was side by side, but it's in front. And it's odd because they were selling the home and then you just see all of a sudden one is being built. So I was surprised when she talked, because I thought, well, maybe the new homeowners decided to build a new home and they're going to tear down the other one. So I'll give you the address so we can check it out. And then other than that, I just would like to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. And again, congratulations to all the newly elected and re-elected colleagues up here. Thank you, everyone.
Councilman Mandelbaum.
Thank you. I want to congratulate all of us who won re-election, election, retain. I'm looking forward to the year ahead, working with everyone. I know we'll have a very productive year. It's also nice not having to run the meeting and make sure all the pieces are going together. It's nice having a little bit of a break and just sit back and relax, still putting in the work, but it's a little bit different sitting on a few seats over. But also, this past weekend, I believe Southfield Parks and Rec had Nerf wars for younger kids. I was upset I was not, I was too old for that to join, but I do know that I saw the pictures from it. It looked like a great event, and it's something different and unique that we offered, and I'm glad it was successful, and I like the out-of-the-box thinking that our Parks and Rec department had, bringing something new and different to the youth in Southfield. I also wanted to mention that if you look ahead, unfortunately, in the weather forecast, there may be some snow coming, possibly, but it's still a good time to remember, now's the time to make sure that you have salt for your sidewalks and shovels and car scrapers. There's nothing worse that I hate than driving behind a car and a big wind comes or they're driving faster down the street and pushes a whole bunch of snow from their roof or their rear view mirror or their rear windshield into my car. So just please be prepared for winter. You don't want to run out to the store and try to buy your supplies last minute. Also, our Southfield Human Services had an adopt a family for Thanksgiving, and I just wanted to give out some statistics. This was organized through our Human Services Department in Rhonda Terry, but 60 families were given Walmart gift cards totaling over $6,000 that were donated from the Korean Presbyterian Church of Metro Detroit. 10 families were given a turkey from the Southfield Esquires Mentoring Program. 10 families were given a huge box of non-perishable food and a $25 gift card to Meijer from Northwest Unitarian Universalist Church. And it just goes to show that we still have organizations in Southfield that are contributing and giving, and we're grateful for that. And then I also want to wish everyone here, listening, as in person, whoever's watching this after the fact too, a happy Thanksgiving. And again, I'm looking forward to a great year with this new council. Thank you.
Councilwoman Haynes.
Just want to say, again, congratulations to everybody and on the campaign trail. And we are working together, and it's a good thing. Just from hearing today some of the new ideas that we're coming up with, not just really new, but just brainstorming and thinking too, looking forward to doing that. A special thank you to Kim Gaucher, Shelley Freeman, and Sarah Mullally for the excellent hors d'oeuvres served, the entire presentation of the food after the inauguration. It was very nice. It was set up very beautiful. It was very enjoyable. So a special thanks to them for going out their way to make that possible for all of our families to enjoy and be present. Also, in addition to what Ari was talking about with the giving from Southfield, the Goodfellows always take donations throughout the years. Rhonda Terry just explained to me, so it's not too late to still give. And there's a number for it. The Southfield Goodfellows, Post Office Box 2336, Southfield 48037. And they can be contacted 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by leaving a message. And you can also contact Rhonda Terry, 248-796-4540. And I've had the chance, my daughter and I, years ago, to present some of these families with food and clothing and toys. So it's just, you never know how you can touch someone's life with your giving, and no amount is too small. So that's still open. And just wanted to bring awareness to the Shop Small. It's coming up this week after, what is it, Black Friday? So we have businesses here in Southfield that would appreciate your business. In addition to that, this is one of the cards that you have. You can scan the QR code, and when you shop, I think your receipt goes to it, and you have a chance to win $1,000, $500, or $250. And so I would encourage you, wherever you shop in Southfield, to do that. It puts us on the map as far as our businesses, and we do have quite a few. Just to add with that, last year, Molly, Shelley, and I, we went around to a lot of these small businesses, took pictures, put them on Facebook, shared some information with them, gave out shopping bags. So the work is being done. It may not be seen by everybody, but we are appreciative of our small business, and we are doing what we can to keep them alive and thriving as well. Trying to think. Also, we talked about the children and some of the youth. I would encourage the parents to really get involved, because we can't do anything for the children without the parents being involved. And I would say to check with Parks and Recs. There's, like he said, the Nerf event. There are so many good things going on. I think sometimes we might miss them, and I think sometimes they get canceled because people don't register in time. So there are some small steps that are being made to find out what the kids want, and I'm sure they'll bring that back again. So just involve the parents as well, because we know that the kids can't do too much without some parent or aunt or someone involved. And in my excitement of talking about what happened as far as being elected, I overlooked my good friend, in talking about him, and that's the mayor. I wanted to say, especially to you, congratulations. The mayor and I, and Coretta and Ari, we had the chance to walk and talk to the residents and just hear from them and just understand a lot that the way they feel about the city. And personally, I want to say to you, I am glad you got reelected. I am glad to call you my friend. I am also glad that you are continuing the legacy of Southfield, the vision of art, the vision of diversity, and the vision of inclusion. And I hope that we can continue to work together and peacefully all work together on this dais here and continue to serve the city of Southfield well. And thank you so much for, agreeing sometimes with me and even disagreeing, but I appreciate you, and I just want to let you know that publicly as well.
Thank you.
And happy Thanksgiving to all of you, and we are here and available, and hope you enjoy yourselves, and we have a game coming up, and let's all root for the Lions. Hopefully they'll win and beat those Packers. So enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you. Just real quick, I'm thankful for being able to serve the community. I'm thankful to be able to serve you all. I'm thankful for my health, thankful for my family's health, thankful for all the plate donations you all are going to make to me, and just let me know when to come pick them up. I'm also hopeful and thankful that Michigan will beat Ohio State for the 5th time in a row. And finally, I do want to thank the Southfield Kappas for donating 500 turkeys and fixings to our community. So with that, that concludes council portion. Mr. Mayor.
Well, first of all, I would like to acknowledge the leadership of Ari Mandelbaum for leading the council for 3 years. It was a pleasure, and I look forward to working with Mr. Hicks and Ms. Hogue as the new leaders of the council. We're in this together. It's all part of the team. So Council President Hicks has hit the ground running. It's very clear. And we're organized. We're ready to go for another year. I do want to mention that we actually concluded the big rake early. We had well over 100 homes. We were blessed with great weather on the 15th and the 22nd, and we had a turnout of about 250 students and others. In particular, the kids at LTU, they're absolutely fabulous, and we wouldn't have the big rake if it weren't for the student athletes who need community service credits. So we're very, very, very grateful to the students. But we also had groups from New Hope Missionary Baptist Church. We had the Ladies of Distinction group. And then we have two stalwart individuals that show up every year. Our city employee, Donna Crosby, who brought her grandchildren, she wants to instill in them that they, although they're young, they need to learn to give back to others. And then Beacon Square resident Robert John Cox, he shows up every single year, and a very committed individual who follows what all of us do. I mean, we all get his emails. And then thank you to Great Lakes Hardware on 12 Mile and Greenfield that supplied us with hundreds of bags, and to Southfield Home Depot, also on Southfield Road, for their contribution of yard waste bags. So again, we had another very successful season, and a number of people were helped, and glad that we could do that. We do care about our seniors, and this is just one way we show it.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moving on to administration. I would like to request that we table this item because there are several questions from council that I believe warrant us having a more in-depth conversation. I believe we're supportive of the effort and we understand the value add that it will bring, but we just have some outstanding questions. Is there anything else from administration?
Can I ask a question on that? I'm sorry. Just because I've been involved with this, is there a deadline that we have for this item? Or if we table this to our next meeting, is that going to be okay?
The current purchase agreement with the city expires December 1st. And candidly, the request is in front of council because of the federal government shutdown. We were originally scheduled to close the third week of October. And, as I've indicated in the communication, there's a rather complex capital stack. By capital stack, I mean you have multiple entities that are funding. And we're now just waiting for the HUD 202 mortgage documents to be closed. Nothing happened when the federal government was closed. The request is asking to to extend this until June 30th. Right now, we're scheduled to close the third week of December.
So if I can, I guess my request would be, I understand that there's questions. I don't want to take away from that, but would it make sense from, I don't know how it works with a purchase agreement with the city, but would it make sense to extend maybe to the next council meeting where we can have a more in-depth discussion so we don't lose the momentum and potentially lose the issues, any issues potentially with the purchase agreement? And I don't know if the city attorney needs to weigh in on that or not, but, I guess what would happen if we miss our deadline with the city?
Well, I was working in conjunction with my side and then talking with administration and then, of course, with the government shutdown. I know it is a complex project, so it's not just, we need more time. There's multiple layers that are involved with this, so I don't know in terms of, you saying extend it just for 2 weeks and then come back and doing the Sixth Amendment?
Well, that's the question, right?
Is it December 1st? Because I thought I just heard you say December 30th or 20th.
This is
December
1st.
The December 1st is when the purchase agreement was pushed off to. Due to the government shutdown, we couldn't get all the information from HUD.
Oh, the HUD 202 mortgage document was in process prior to the government shutting down.
But did I hear you say another date, Mr. Zone?
I'm sorry?
Did I hear you say another date?
Well, the original date that the Fifth Amendment we were proposing to extend to June 30th. The original request was to March 31st.
No, I thought I heard another date in December.
Yes, they hope to close by the third week in December.
That's what
I'm just, my only concern, and I'm just saying, I know there's questions from council, but we have a purchase agreement that expires December 1st. If it doesn't get renewed, I guess my question is, what happens to the entire deal?
To the entire deal?
If we don't extend the
Well,
purchase
if there's no
agreement,
purchase agreement, there's no deal. So,
do we need to start over, or
well, you would be unraveling an awful lot of financing. Oakland County Home Program has committed $1.4 million. You have the LIHTC tax credits that have been approved by Sinair. You have energy money where expenditures need to be made by the end of, because when the Big Beautiful Bill was passed, you have a chunk of money for energy that, unless commitments are made by December 31st, those funds will be off the table completely. The nonprofit has about $1.3 million in this project, and the LIHTC deals about $14 million, and the HUD 202 is about $2.2 million.
Through the
And you've
chair.
got 5 different entities that have been stacked in order to make this $19 million project work.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm probably part of the root cause for a lot of these questions. I did try to understand this process based on my professional experience, and I just have a lot of questions because I've tried to trace certain things and don't understand some of the entities. I personally would abstain from voting because I don't think it would be good for me to vote on something that I don't comprehend, especially since the city has definitely had some questions about transparency, right, over the last couple of years. So I don't feel comfortable, but I don't want to hold up anyone else's vote if that is okay with everyone. I just had a lot of questions trying to understand it, didn't have a lot of time. So by all means, if the rest of this council feels comfortable on voting on this purchase agreement, I have no issue abstaining from my vote, considering I just got sworn in on November 17th, and I don't have a lot of background, but I don't vote on things I don't know.
That's fine.
Thank you.
I just want to clarify, according to the city charter,
Yes, sir.
you cannot abstain.
Well, then
You would have to vote no. I just want to procedurally.
I appreciate that.
That's all and I don't, as I said, I know that we have some new council members. This has been, what, 4 or 5 years in the making. So I'm just, I want everyone to get their questions answered. I just don't want the deal to become unraveled. That's all.
No, I'm fine with voting no. Thank
Well,
you.
let me give you another assessment. You have a school that's been sitting empty now for about 8, 9 years. You have a facility with lead, asbestos, and radon. You have part of the structure along the one wall actually separating. You're going to create 18 apartments for senior citizens that'll all be affordable, and add in a structure with another 42 units. There's also federal historic tax credits on this, which is part of the capital stack. And I can tell you, we have from the Atlanta Home Bank a commitment for $500,000. I mean, you've got probably in my career, and in the last community I was in, we did the acquisition of 2,200 apartments, condoized. This is probably one of the most complex capital stacks I've seen in my career. Anyone who's worked on the project can tell you that timing has been critical. We went through the LIHTC, the low-income housing tax credit application, 3 times before we finally got one approved. You've got a site that if you fall out of those windows, you have a site that's tied to the investment made within that area. We did a full John Grace area. One of the largest drivers is the timing associated with Corewell, Beaumont's hospitals, investment in the Grand River Hospital, the old Botsford Hospital. There were certain things that, if any more time goes, those windows will shut because you have lost that investment.
Understood. I think that some of my questions are regarding, I understand there are some Section 8 vouchers and things of that nature, and I know before I joined this council, you divested to Plymouth, right?
We transferred our program to Plymouth, and those,
Right.
part of the obligation is 33 of those vouchers will come from Plymouth. We're actually in negotiations right now for another 15 vouchers, and I feel confident by the time this project is closed, you'll have another 12 vouchers come in for the full 60. But that's a process. We need to have the development under construction. We will continue to work with our partner, MySide, formerly Southwest Solutions, to make that happen.
And so I guess some of my questions were regarding that, just understanding we divested to a Wayne County city. There's other cities in Oakland County. I just don't have a lot of background, right? And I don't want to monopolize the time because of my naivete or ignorance, because I wasn't at the table when the council received that information regarding the why. right? But I am very much a why person, so I'd like to know why.
I respect that.
Especially considering I was elected by these people to ensure that everything is going correctly, right? So I'm okay with voting no. I just wanted to be fair to myself, right? If I put my name and my integrity on something, I definitely want to understand it fully. I'm an auditor, by the way, so I love to go down the rabbit hole. So thank you for that explanation. I appreciate it.
Mr. Mayor?
I can certainly understand where you're coming from, Councilman Bland. It is very, very complicated. Again, we've worked on this for 5 years, and the Southfield Nonprofit Neighborhood Corporation runs McDonald Tower, River Park Place, and Woodridge. There are 508 units. We don't advertise. We have a waiting list for subsidized senior housing. Market rate, if these were market rate buildings, the units in those 3 properties would go for over $1,000 a month. Many of our folks are paying rent in the realm of $250 a month. In order to qualify, these are people, mostly older women, divorced and widowed, that are living on $28,000 or less a year, and they're in a safe, renovated environment with services, food program, transportation, social worker, et cetera, et cetera. The other thing, my concern, we have, this has been so complicated that we have, we were supposed to start construction a year ago. Then, as things were, we had to change builders because the contractor had bonded, was over bonded. So that was another setback. We had worked with the architect. When you're renovating an older building, you find things that...
Oh, believe me.
And I know you know, because you're in a 1929 house, 2 doors from me. I have the same issues. But anyhow, the other thing that is troubling here is that this building has been repeatedly vandalized. We keep having broken windows. We've had graffiti sprayed on it. I can't wait for us to start and reduce our waiting list of seniors that are really just kind of scraping by. But I certainly respect where you're coming from, because this is something the people that have been on council for a while know that this has come up repeatedly. And again, I mentioned it even last Monday, that it is frustrating that it takes so long. And as it's taken longer, then we've had to deduct amenities from the building. Originally, there was going to be more glass, but we've been through a lot of inflation, supply chain, tariffs, and consequently, balconies were removed from the new building, and also some of the amount of glass in the building had to be reduced. So, in other words, we're trying to stay within the money that we've got committed. So it's really important that.
I totally appreciate it, and I know you have 6 other members of council that are fully invested and understand everything that is going on. I'm just very novice to it, so I'm not going to hold up progress, right? I would like the public to understand that I don't have a full grasp, and I am one of those people that read everything. So that's all.
Yeah, and as I said, I totally respect that. But I would urge the council to approve this this evening, as we really need to get going on this and not jeopardize the financing that we worked so hard to acquire. Thank you.
Understood. Thank you.
So I do have a few more questions. One, the vouchers, us divesting the vouchers to Plymouth, who makes the determination of who gets to evaluate, assess, and provide or provision those vouchers? Is it Southfield or is it Plymouth?
It would be Plymouth, but in this case, the property manager does that screening in the application, working in conjunction with Plymouth Housing Commission.
Okay. The company who's the developer has had several renames of their organization. In researching their previous delivery of their products, I've noticed some concern. Have we done the due diligence to understand, are they able and capable of doing development in our space?
Yes, in addition to our due diligence, anyone going through the Mishta LIHTC application process has been fully vetted. They're probably one of the leaders in southeastern Michigan in low-income housing tax credits, with projects going back as far as 1987.
Okay. When I look at the documents there was a letter drafted mid-September, the notice of findings.
Of what year, I'm sorry?
The notice of findings document that's on our website, mid-September, the one that's partnering with Oakland County and the Housing Commission of Southfield.
Yes.
Do we have a housing commission in Southfield?
Yes, we do.
So when I look at the boards and commissions, they're all 5 members' terms have expired.
And they serve until their terms have until they're replaced.
But according to their bylaws, you have to be an active member. So how are you active if your term is expired?
They've been active. They had a meeting this past spring, March, April. I would need to check.
Okay. I think we need to still have a conversation, but I defer to my peers so we can move forward.
Okay.
So, the floor is yours, sir. For the item, did you want to speak to it more, or should we solicit a motion?
My request was that we authorize the Fifth Amendment and restatement of the purchase agreement, extending the purchase agreement to the date of June 30th, 26.
Mr. Chair,
Sir?
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the Fifth Amendment for the John Gray's Arms.
Support.
It's been properly moved and seconded. It's been properly moved by Councilman Mandelbaum and supported by Councilwoman Banks. Are there any questions?
I think I'll just say, we certainly just need to have this discussion to get those items addressed again and talked about, later. So if we can just make sure we add that maybe to a cow
Absolutely.
to discuss that further.
The next cow.
I think they're valid points that we need to get some more answers on the other 2 matters, the voucher, if anybody still has a question on that. And, when are we going to re-up those folks whose terms have expired, so, yeah.
Well, those appointments are actually my appointments, and I've let them stand, as I've indicated.
Should they come before us to get their terms?
Yeah,
redone?
I can do reappointments, but by state statute, they're the city administrator, city manager's appointment.
If we could just do that, Mr. Zorn, let's get them
Yep.
updated.
But they also, by state statute, until they're reappointed, their terms don't expire.
Okay. I wasn't aware of that.
Can I request a copy of the minutes for the last year?
Sure.
For the what?
Housing Commission? Any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And nay. Nays by Councilwoman Bland and Charles Hicks. Motion carried. Any other items, Mr. Zorn?
You have any
No,
other?
no, sir, thank you.
All right, thank you. Madam Attorney.
Good evening, everyone. We have a couple of things going, and the two things that we have are two requests to approve and introduce an ordinance. I'm working in conjunction with two departments. So the first one is in regards to the employee retirement ordinance amendment, which you'll see in the letters, March 25th, 2005, there was a resolution that council approved that included allowing not only the union members through their collective bargaining agreements to purchase service credit time to get them to their retirement, but also non-union. At the time, when the resolution was approved by council, and this was also reviewed, of course, by SERS, because council can take an act by ordinance or resolution, the ordinance amendment wasn't brought forward. But then upon speaking with the SERS attorney just recently, he recommended that we put it into the SERS ordinance for the non-union members. And so I drafted that quickly, reviewed it with him, and that is why we're here tonight, so that the action can also be reflected in the SERS ordinance. And Mr. Meadows, HR Director, is at the podium. I don't know if he wants to add anything, but my ask would be for approval and introduction of this amendment to the SERS ordinance.
Sir.
I have nothing to add. She covered it quite nice.
Council, do you have any questions for Mr. Meadows? Hearing none, the chair will entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve item A on the attorney, which is Chapter 9 Employee Retirement Ordinance Amendment is presented.
Support.
It's been properly moved by Councilman Brightwell and supported by Councilman Mandelbaum. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Mr. Chair,
Sir.
I introduce ordinance number 1823.
Support.
It's been properly moved by Councilman Brightwell, supported by Councilman Mandelbaum. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you, Council. The second item is in regards to what we commonly call drones, but under the federal law, it is actually the unmanned aircraft systems. And we had a presentation by lovely Ms. Shelley Freeman, who's also here. And this is something that she's been working diligently with, and police and fire. And what happened as far as legal, we actually had a presentation at a summer conference training with MML municipal attorneys and the government law section attorneys from the state bar, and the city attorney for Romulus was present, as well as Airlink, who will be seeking to have a contract with them. And so there's I don't know, maybe let Shelley do this because I may take over this.
I'd be happy to add. Actually, many of the departments within the city have been working together. We formed a drone or unmanned vehicle committee so that we could discuss how we can all enable the city of Southfield to be open to the use of drones. Our police and fire department have been using them to assist with emergency situations, and so this new ordinance will help clarify that, as well as many of our departments are looking to see how we can enhance the use of this technology to better our work environment. So The sewers department, the Public Works Department wants to use them perhaps to monitor the sewers, to help potentially with the building department. We know that cable has been using drones. So we really just want to have a more coordinated effort. Plus, many of our businesses are looking to use drone technology to help with the delivery of their services. So we wanted to create some pad landing areas for the drones, perhaps within parking lot developments or on rooftops. And so this ordinance will help us bring all of that together. As well, we appreciate you approving the use of our connection with Airspace Link, and they're going to help coordinate this effort. We know that there's some large corporations that are looking to do drone deliveries, such as Amazon. They've already started doing drone deliveries in different communities. And again, this ordinance will enable us to be prepared for all those circumstances. Happy to answer any questions.
Council?
Mr. Chair?
Sir?
As the individual who brought this up 8 or 9 years ago, I'd like to move that we approve.
Well, wait a minute, hold on. Does anyone else have any comments or questions?
No.
How are you going to answer for everybody?
May I proceed?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
As the individual that brought this up 8 or 9 years ago, maybe 7 years ago now, I would move that we approve item B, the amendment to Title 9, Police Regulation, Chapter 120, Aircraft of the Code of the City of Southfield, by adding a new section, Section 9.357, Unmanned Aircraft System USA, as presented.
It's been properly moved by Councilman Brightwell and supported by Councilwoman Haynes. Any additional questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you very
Mr.
much.
Chair,
Sir.
the ordinance,
Yes, sir.
I introduced ordinance number 1824.
It's been properly, I'm sorry, are there any questions? It's been properly moved by Brother Dan Brightwell and supported by Councilwoman Yolanda Haynes. Any additional questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you, Council. I just want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving also.
Mr. Treasurer, sir.
Good evening, Your Honorable Body. I'd like to bring before you an annual update of our depository resolution. Public Act 180 of 1980 requires that the City Council adopt a resolution designating certain financial institutions for the deposit of public funds. The city's investment policy requires that the City Council designate broker-dealers and banks that the City Treasurer may purchase qualified investment instruments in conjunction with our advisors, Robinson Capital. And it's necessary to do an update for our annual resolution to reflect corporate changes that have occurred in a couple of banks. There are 2 banks that we are going to be deleting, Sterling Bank and Trust and the State Bank, because they're corporate, they're no longer in existence right now, as of this year. And then new additions, as recommended by Robinson Capital, was the addition of Great Pacific Securities to our list of broker-dealers.
Council, do you have any questions for the Treasurer?
Mr. Chair?
Sir.
I'd like to move that we approve item A under this section, the approval of the depository resolution.
Support.
It's been moved by Councilman Brightwell and supported by Council President Pro Tem Hogue. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you. Also, I'd like to present before you an annual update of our city's investment policy. This was brought, both these items were brought before the Council Finance Committee in October, and At the last meeting, we came up with that the no resolution, no updates are required for the investment policy right now. So we just doing an annual update saying that it's been reviewed and no recommendations are made. What we're looking to update, once state law possibly gets changed, Public Act 20, then we'll bring before you any changes that be reflective of the state law changing.
Council, any questions?
Mr. President,
Yes, ma'am.
I move that we approve the annual update of the city's investment policy.
Support.
It's been properly moved by Council President Pro Tem Hoag and supported by Councilman Mandelbaum. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Mr.
Motion carried.
Mr.
Yes,
President?
Yes, ma'am.
I move that we approve the travel expense report for our treasurer for the MGFOA Fall Training Institute, Muskegon, Michigan, September 29th through October 1st.
Support.
It's been properly moved by Council President Pro Tem Hoag and supported by Councilwoman Banks. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Mr. President? Can I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm sorry, I should have said it earlier. I would just, as the chair of the Finance Committee meeting, I'd just like to thank Mr. Lohenberg for every month coming forward, and he's done an amazing job this year as far as our investments and keeping everyone up to date and all the information that we have shared with council. I hope that you agree, and I just personally wanted to say thank you. We thought it was important that he personally bring this before the council as a whole. And just keep up the good work in 2026, Mr. Lohenberg. Thank you
very much. And I'd like to thank the Council Finance Committee as well as the full entire elected body for allowing us to be able to utilize the tools that we have available to us and maximize our investment returns. And we look to, first and foremost, continue to maintain safety and of our public funds, but also maximizing our returns on those investments. So thank you very much. I'd like to also thank everyone and you and our viewers as well. Wish them a happy Thanksgiving and happy holiday season. Also, as a side note, December 1st, our tax bills for winter will be going out to all the homes, so keep an eye out for that. They'll come in 2 shifts. The first one will be for the people who pay the bills themselves. Then the second shift will be for the people who have an escrow, where the bank will be paying the mortgage company will be paying for those taxes, but it's an information copy. So if you receive a copy, it says information copy. If anything changed with your mortgage and either you paid it off or there was a change in ownership in the house, then please bring it to the attention of the treasurer's office. Otherwise, that is, don't pay off of that bill, because otherwise it'll lead to a double payment, and we appreciate everyone, your help. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Clerk.
Thank you. I would like to start out by congratulating Council President Hicks and Council President Pro Tem Hoag for leading your first successful council meeting, first of many successful council meetings. I'd like to extend congratulations and welcome to Councilwoman Bland, and congratulations for the re-election for Councilman Brightwell and Councilwoman Yolanda C. Haynes. And congratulations to our treasurer, Irv Lohenberg, on your re-election. I look forward to working, oh, and of course, thank you. Oh, Mandelbaum, I thought you were pointing at the mayor. Yes, of course, Council.
We were doing both.
You're young. Councilman Mandelbaum, and to the mayor, congratulations on your re-election. I'm looking forward to working with every single one of you over the next several years and continuing to put our interest of the residents of Southfield ahead of everything else, and may we all be successful with that. Thank you.
This concludes our meeting. Thank you all. Have a good night.